Good morning, good morning, good morning. God bless you all. Thank you all for joining us this morning on Overflow Monday. This is going to be an exciting, I'm telling you, it's going to be an exciting morning. We have with us some special guests, and we're going to actually let them take over the morning coffee this morning. And we're basically going to just follow their lead. So at this time, I'm going to introduce to some and present to others the Inspired to Love couple. Amen. The Inspired to Love couple, none other than Pastor Randall Fisher and Lady Patrice Fisher. It is in your hands.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. This is Overflow Monday, and I'm telling you, I feel like I am overflown. This has been an awesome weekend. Man, and we are actually sitting in Studio A in the great state of Georgia, and we're sitting here with the Bishop Twillies. It's unbelievable. I feel like I'm in a dream right now. So, it's great. It's great. My wife is here this morning. Come on, greet the people this morning.
Good morning, top of the morning, everybody.
Top of the morning. Well, we want to start out. It's Overflow Monday, so we ask that you put in what your overflow feeling this morning. What has God done for you just this morning since you woke up this morning? I can tell you what He's done for you, myself and for my wife. We woke up at 2:00 in the morning, excited about being alive, just thankful for what God has done. We've had such a beautiful weekend for the leadership gathering, United Assemblies leadership gathering. We thank Apostle Hill this morning. If you're on the line this morning, we thank you this morning, God. We thank you for your leadership this morning. We thank you for allowing us to be ourselves and allowing us to represent what God has put in you. You are a great man of God, and we thank you so much. We thank all the leaders, Overseer Marshals, Lady Marshall, Bishop Desmond Sanders, and if I'm forgetting anybody, I apologize this morning. We love all of you this morning. So this morning, we're going to do something a little different. We're talking about Overflow Monday. We're going to talk about why the Twillies feel like it's an Overflow Monday. So we're going to start out with Bishop Big Greg, talking about the hood man. We're going to find out why it's Overflow Monday for him.
Well, I truly, every Monday, the reason we came up with Overflow Monday mainly is because our Sunday services generally hype us so much. And I think you can relate to this, Pastor. And first of all, I'd like to congratulate you on being elevated to overseer. Yes. And not only that, but your affirmation of being a prophet, which is who I do respect all the time. But I always say that generally on Sunday, if you have a high time in church, first of all, if you go to church, you should be expecting a high time.
Expectation.
And then when you get there, generally so much is happening that it really takes you about 24 hours to actually bask off of what happened. And I can truly say the services that we go to, I mean, yesterday was an awesome service. To God be the glory with Pastor Todd. Not only did he preach, but then he even prophesied and spoke a word of life into some individuals. And so when those type of experiences happen, you can't just leave it there. You have to bring it along with you. And like I say, generally it takes for me about 24 hours just because I'll be talking about it all week, but I'm just saying, generally I'm still talking about yesterday's service and so, and then you having those flashbacks because even when you're in the midst of a service, a lot of times you're kind of you're hearing, but you're not hearing. All how God is speaking to you. So as the preacher or the songs that was going forth, to God be the glory, the singing was off the chain. So we just, that's what I look for. And if it comes short on that, 9 times out of 10, I might not be back at your church.
But I was my wife getting ready to ask some questions. That what you're saying makes a lot of sense because a lot of times we go to church on Sunday and we get what we get in the church and we leave it right there. We don't even bring it home with us. You can get in your car right after Sunday and get into an argument or whatever the case may be, and the enemy creeps in. So it's good that you come back on a Monday and kind of go back over and be grateful for what you heard and remembering what you heard, remembering the word that was given, remembering the service that was given. So we just, it's exciting that you're doing that on Mondays, man. You're just reminding us of what God has done.
Yes.
So my wife is getting ready to ask some questions here. I'm excited to see what she's going to say. We didn't study. We didn't get together and
Well,
plan.
but I'm gonna just say that's really how we do.
That's
we
how we
we
do
don't
it.
we don't script this. We
No.
sit at the table and we just allow the Lord to speak to us, and that's really the way we operate. I do want to say a couple of people have
Come on.
popped on.
All right.
Pastor Todd,
Hey, good
God bless
morning.
you. So
Good morning,
I
Pastor
definitely feel
Todd.
honored today
Yes,
for
good
him to pop on,
That's
and
his-
then Sierra has
good morning,
popped on.
Sierra.
So good morning. God
morning,
bless
Sierra
you.
is on.
To Lady Davy, of course.
morning.
Even Greg Jr. is on this
Uh-oh,
morning. So
Greg
I mean, we are excited.
Yes,
So listen, we got celebrities in the house.
Come on here.
And we are having a good time this morning
Yes.
already. So come on.
Come on.
Let's go with it.
Come on, Elder. Elder.
So I was just thinking this morning and excited to be here because anybody that knows me when I get on the live, I always say that there's fire in the kitchen.
Come on here.
Well, I can confirm there's fire in this kitchen.
Yeah.
The glory of God is in this kitchen, and that comes by a lot of prayer. And I love the fact that there's unity within this home. I know that Bishop Gray, they have been married for almost 40 years.
Wow.
Yes.
40.
Yes.
Come on here.
Yes.
Applaud that.
Yeah,
Ooh,
we're
that's
39.
Come on, somebody-
April the 21st.
39. Hey, come somebody like that.
So that is an awesome thing, to be able to have a testimony after testimony. And also it represents building, a strong building mechanism. And when I was thinking with that, I was just talking to my husband about marriage, and I wanted to slide a little bit into
Okay.
that.
All right.
And then excuse me, and then ask a couple of questions. And you all can answer it however you all feel.
Okay.
What three components would you say make up a good marriage?
Okay. Good question. Good question.
If you could narrow it down to three.
One is you have to be friends.
Wow.
You really have to
Wow.
be friends in spite of, because when the marriage, and it will sometimes get stooped or stagnated, or things happen, and you know, at that point in every marriage, there will be a dry season in your marriage. There will always be a dry season in your marriage with, you know, y'all at a crossroad. I believe if you are friends with that person, you can get through it. You can get through it. You can work through it, where you can build back up the marriage to, because it's just at a standstill. It's just at it's a word I really wanted to use, stale.
Yes.
That's what it is. All marriages will go through a time where they're stale.
Wow. I like that. I like that.
But just because some things become stale, don't mean that you can't revive it.
That's right.
Because when you think about some flowers, some flowers, they go dead like as soon as you put them in the thing. But if you put that, it's this soil or something, they say pour it in there. The next morning, it comes back alive. And so you don't have to divorce or fall apart. You just got to get through the staleness. You got to get through that leave me alone marriage part. But if you're friends, then you can't get through it. So one is you got to be a friend.
I would say communication.
Yes,
Communication.
definitely.
Because
definitely.
you know, first of all, you have to understand this, and we talk a lot of times. People hear about we both 61. Okay, we've been together 41 years.
Wow.
We've been together 41 years. Been married 39. So we basically have been together 2/3 of our life.
Yes.
So think about it. We didn't even have time to really experience life because we got married at such a young age. So I mean, you get out of high school, or it was a couple years out of high school. Now we're married with a child
on the way.
on the way. Exactly. So some things we didn't know. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know how to communicate. I mean, I can remember Elder Townsend, the late Elder Townsend, used to have a couples class.
Yes.
And I thought I was doing everything right. I'm paying the bills, you know what I'm saying? But as I learned, that's my reasonable service, because in most cases, you have to understand from a young man's standpoint, the things that I try to instill even in my boys is you're taking a young lady from a safety zone in most cases. They're coming from a home where they've been pampered by their parents or whatever. And you're asking this young lady now to come trust you to do the same things. And we're talking in most.
Okay.
You have your, but in her particular case, she was coming from a safe place.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? She had a roof over her head.
Yeah.
She was eating well. She had a job. You know what I'm saying? She was working with her mom. So now I'm saying, come trust me. You follow what I'm saying?
Wow.
Looking back, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't ready.
Come on.
I wasn't ready by no means. But through the grace of God, and everybody knows my scripture, Jeremiah 29:11, because he knows the plans for us. Yes, we hit some bumps and bruises. I did some things. I was out there and this, that, and the other. But through the grace of God, because God knew what he was getting out of us. And through that time, we had to learn to communicate. You know what I'm saying?
Communicate, you gotta love. I mean, that love
unconditional,
gotta be so deep,
unconditional.
that nothing and nobody can come in between it.
Here.
You got to have passion. You gotta be able to touch, feel. You gotta. It's so many components in a marriage.
Yes.
That will keep the marriage lasting.
Yes.
But even when all that goes away, you gotta love.
Yeah.
You gotta
Yeah.
be their friend.
Yeah.
Because if you love them, you would be like, okay, I'm gonna let that slide.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna let that go because I love them. Now there are times where you have to leave. We're not saying that. We're saying for us.
Yes.
If you wanna hang in there, you're gonna have to learn how to take something. You gotta
Yeah.
get tough
Yeah.
skin.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to know that you're the woman. I'm the main one, no matter what, right? Because when you realize who you are, then nobody can separate that. They can tell you anything, but you know what? You got to decide, is this what I want to deal with? Is this what I want to stay with? Do I really want to handle this, right?
Yes.
And so in being that, marriage is so much more. I mean, we could talk all day.
Yeah.
How do you stay together? How do you not stay together? How do you get through arguments?
Come on here.
Right? How do you
Excuse
get
me.
through arguments? How do you get through a season where I only want to talk to you and get out my room?
Right.
How do you make it through that? And really, it is love.
Mm-hmm.
Because even when you're mad, we say, even when I'm mad, I'm still going. Y'all grown. I'ma still have sex or whatever. You not.
Right.
You not.
Right. Right.
You not.
Right.
But can you
on.
get over that?
Yeah.
And become friends enough that can we get back to loving one another unconditionally? Can I stay right here in spite of what we just went through? Because some of us been through a lot of stuff.
Yes.
And when you stay,
Yeah.
you need to pat yourself on the back and say, Lord, I thank you.
Come on.
Another thing is prayer.
Pray.
Yeah.
So that would be the third.
That
That,
really
we're
is
saying
the
the
first.
three.
Okay.
Well, but I'm just saying
yeah.
of the three. We
Okay.
said love, communication, and prayer.
You
Okay.
got to pray.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So good.
A
Definitely.
marriage really stays together because of God.
That's right. That's right.
And I'm telling you, I know that for a fact. When he was out there,
Uh-huh.
and I mean, I messed up. He y'all know what he did, but
Yeah.
when they mess up, we always look for something else, somebody else to give us that you're beautiful, you're this or
Right,
whatever,
right.
And so, I mean, I wasn't all that good, right?
Yeah.
But when things happen, I remember praying because everybody was like, leave, walk away.
Yeah.
Y'all, you know how our friends do, y'all, because
Yeah.
they love us.
Yeah.
It ain't because they don't like. It's like I don't want to see you going through this no more, right?
Right.
And so they be like, "Girl, you got a right to leave." And I remember going to church, Antioch. Shout out to you.
Yes.
But when I got
Old
back
stomping.
home, Pastor Fisher, I was frustrated.
Yeah.
I went to church.
Come on here.
I shouted, I cried,
Come on.
but when I got in my house,
Yeah.
I was frustrated.
Yeah.
And I finally made up in my mind, Lady Patrice, I said, okay, this is it.
Uh-huh.
And I just laid across my bed and I said, okay, Lord, that is not my child.
Wow.
that's yours.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I need
good.
you to
That's
release this burden
Mm.
that I'm carrying, because we feel as wise, I'm going to talk for a while, that we can help you through something that God have to help you
Yes.
through.
My God,
Yes.
come on.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And so when I said that, I was like, he let it go.
Yeah.
I could feel from my toes, he released
Wow.
it. And the next week, he stepped in and delivered. It didn't even take long.
Yes.
When I let it go,
Uh-huh.
and
That's
then
a
I
message.
remember him telling
Yes.
me, would you leave a friend like that?
Mm.
So
Yes,
if
that's
you
good,
pray
that's
and
good.
if you really don't lean to your own understanding and trying to work a marriage out, let
Come on.
God do it.
Yes.
And the reason, excuse me, why I was, excuse me, thinking about that
Sip.
is because, let me sip and talk. Inspired to love. It's because we spent this weekend in the presence of marriages over 30, 40,
40.
and
Wow.
50
50.
years.
Wow.
Yes.
And
Yes.
I dare not be in a position where I can't glean from a plethora or such value in people, because I think it's important to be able to take away.
Yes. Yes.
You never get in the presence of people that have overcome and made and have
Right,
a testimony
right,
and not
right.
take away. That's how you overcome.
Right.
And so that's why I wanted to talk about it a little bit this morning. And then I had 3 more questions, and of course I'll let you chime in too, of course.
Okay.
So one of the questions I had, when you're married, we've been married, we're going on 10 years in May.
That's right.
Woo! All right. All right.
When you're married, you're serving, you're working, whether, you're the CEO of your company, you are the employee. When you are married and you're working, you have many hats. You're serving in ministry. Some of us on here are serving in ministry. How important is it to make time for each other with all of those things taking place on a weekly basis?
Let me just say this, and I'm gonna say it real quick because I think she probably will be a little longer than me. I think that the way we was raised, thank God for the foundation that they gave us. But looking back, they kind of like took over your life, and I've learned that you have to balance. You have to be
Yes.
balanced.
Yes.
You cannot be so heavy on one side. In other words, and I think I was sharing with Overseer the other night about even the job that I have, where I've learned that, first of all, the Bible says the love of money is the root of all evil. So I don't let my job control my thought patterns when it comes to that.
Yes.
The Lord has blessed me to be in a position where financially I can pay my bills,
Yes.
and we can have a little overflow. Okay,
Yes.
I'm saying that to say that a lot of times we substitute a part of life to cover a part that's not being fulfilled.
That's good.
So if marriage is supposed to be what it is, and that's we become one, then really after God, she should be, along with my family, my priority.
Yes.
Not the church,
Yes.
although I'm pastoring, not the church,
That's right.
not my job, not my friends, not my me time. No, the family then becomes the next important thing. Okay, but even with that, depending on how many different things that you have, the Lord has blessed where she really doesn't work. She's the homemaker of the home, so therefore she substitutes her time that way.
You just said something,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Are y'all watching this morning? She just said that their marriage was on the rocks. He was out in the street. He already know that. He's told his story, so we're not saying anything behind his back or it's something he didn't know. He was out there. But did you hear the change here? The change is she doesn't have to work. She doesn't have to pay bills.
Yeah.
So imagine if she had decided to leave. Those are 11 or 12 years that she would have had to work.
Yeah. Yeah.
She
Just
would have
take-
to pay bills.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
come on, you got to see the good in everything.
Yeah.
This morning, I'm thinking I want to get to that point
Yeah.
where my wife doesn't have to work.
Yeah.
She's been working forever.
Right,
Already.
right.
So hopefully I can pull it together for these last years that we have to, have to work. But what I'm saying is, let's look at the progression here, because a lot of times we always focus on the bad things in the relationship, and we
right.
never focus on a man that's really put it down, a man that's really shown himself. I'm grateful that you're stuck with me. I'm grateful. You understand what I'm saying? Yes. So I'm see, they still discussing. They still having communication. But she trying to question that time. She says, because it's been so long. She like, wait a minute. You sure you right? Did you get the correct information?
Let me just say this. I did work.
Come on
I
here.
did work.
Earlier
I worked, but I think I always was a wife that no matter what he wanted to do,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
he always.
Yes. Good morning,
he
Helen.
Good.
God
Hey,
bless you.
Boo, he always wanted to. He always was an entrepreneur. Let me just put that
Yeah.
out there.
Yeah.
And I never stood in his way for whatever he wanted. I want to have a limousine business.
So
Go
good.
for it.
Right.
That's good.
I want to. I had a truck. He had a bus. He had it all, right? I want to do this. I think when we really had to decide on switching, now we got to change. How many of you know sometimes you got to make a change?
You gotta switch sometimes.
Marriages gotta go too. You gotta make a
you gotta
change.
make adjustments.
Say it
You gotta
again.
make adjustments.
Y'all need to put in the chat.
Yeah.
You gotta
Somebody,
make adjustments.
You gotta make
So good.
adjustments.
We moved the first time here. And
Right.
we've been here for 21 years. Okay, we both work. When we decided to go back home, my father had passed, and then his father had passed.
Right.
Right? And he decided, can you go home and help take care of mom?
With my
Come on
mom.
here.
That's right. Which I praise God
Well,
for.
at
Come
that
on here.
point, we already knew we had to make a change.
Adjustments.
Come on.
Adjustment
Yeah,
had to be
yeah,
made.
yeah.
Yes.
And we changed our whole life,
Yes.
and we went back home to Maryland.
Come on here.
During that time, he became an insurance. I was too busy. At that point, I
you
was
was
too
actually
old
taking. Yeah. You
to
and you was
even
taking
go
care.
get a job.
And you literally was
Come
taking
on.
care of
And
my mom.
right.
Yeah.
So I didn't have time to go out and work.
Come on.
And I always believe that we are help me.
Come on
Come
now.
on here.
All right. All
That's
Somebody
right.
put that in the chat this
You
morning.
are a help me.
Meet. Come on
Now,
here.
there are times that women got to take charge and do it all.
That's right. That's
there
right.
are single mamas out
Yes,
here.
that's right.
There are single women out here. You got to take control. But when God sends you your man,
Uh-oh.
you got to know when to take a little seat back and let that man take care of you.
Well, here's the thing, and listen to this, and we'll let you ask another question. But listen to this. But what did you say? You allowed me. You allowed
Yeah,
me
I did.
to fulfill dreams that
Yeah.
I had.
Yeah.
Anytime I came to her
Yeah.
with something,
That's good.
she allowed
That's
me
good.
she allowed me to do it.
So what you saying? You mean that she allowed you to do it?
She
even though
allowed-
that dream didn't work out the way you wanted. You came
Right.
with another dream,
Right.
And she still said, "Okay,
Never-
come
never-
on here."
never-
You see, you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the beauty in what you're
Yeah,
saying right
yeah,
there.
yeah.
Okay, this didn't work out like I wanted to. I didn't make as much money as I thought I was
Right.
going to make. I had to go back and take this back. I had to do this. I had
Yes.
to do that. But she still allowed you.
Was there.
Come on, that's a blessing.
Yeah.
Come on, baby.
Yeah,
Come on,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
a blessing this morning.
Come on,
My
Inspired
God.
to Love.
Come on, Inspired. You're doing it.
And thinking about that,
Wow.
it's so
Wow.
powerful to me.
Wow.
So I heard submission in so many different ways.
Yes.
I heard sacrifice
Yeah.
in so many ways.
Yeah.
I even heard how you should prioritize things so that you can have quality time.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
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 So you have to be able to balance that thing out. I don't have too many other questions. I have a little game,
Okay.
and then you can kind of,
Close it
slide
out.
in after
Okay.
that.
Okay.
Here's the game. You all ready? This is a good, fun game.
We ready.
Okay.
So I'm going to say one word, and what I ask in return is that you respond with what comes to your mind in
Okay.
one word.
Okay. Okay.
So I'll start with, excuse me, sit while I talk.
Sip. Don't go sip.
I did not have my water this morning,
Okay.
so excuse me. All right, 12.
Uh-huh.
One word that comes to your mind. Cheryl.
Wow.
Virtuous.
Why do you say that?
What?
All right.
To know her,
Yes.
see, I know her,
Yeah.
and she's just God designed her for me,
Come on here.
because
That's good.
if we're gonna keep it real,
Yeah.
when you're growing up, you have different girlfriends,
Right, right.
boyfriends, or whatever the
Right.
case. Even if I did a flashback of and say this one or that one, no one could have put me where I'm at now,
Yeah.
Lord.
but Cheryl.
All right.
And I praise God for her, and that's, like I say, a lot of things that's happening now. The best is yet to come, and it's, if it's within my power to get
Come
it
on.
for her,
That's right.
I make it happen.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? But virtuous is definitely what I think about when you say her name.
All right.
Baby Tamika.
Good morning,
Hey,
Tamika.
Tamika.
Good
Morning.
Baby
Boy.
said she love y'all.
We
love
We got about another 7 minutes,
Okay.
and we gotta let these people go to
Okay.
go
Alright.
to work.
They
and
good.
stuff.
We talked
But
to them, so they good. We can go just a
Tad over, but we
gonna
can
take
always
it
do a
over.
part. We can do a part
We're
2
gonna
of
listen
this,
to the
but
sergeant
I'm
this
ready.
morning.
I'm ready.
One more thing. Okay, so you said Cheryl. All right, virtuous was what came to your mind. Family
for me,
for you.
family, I would say happy.
There you go.
Happy.
A lot of people can't say that.
When I
Wow.
look at my family,
Yeah.
I'm really, if I could use 2 words, it would be happy and successful. Because when I look at each one of
You
my
just said
kids,
Yeah.
you follow what I'm saying?
Doing
They are doing
good.
good.
They are doing good.
And they make me happy when and I'll just use Friday night for example. And I think I turned around to you, Pastor, when Elder Greg was facilitating the service,
Man.
and I literally had a tear in my eye when I
Yeah.
looked
I
at
said they need a little overtime.
when I looked at how he was just how the Lord and
Yes, he flowed.
and I said that's my seed. So
Yes.
definitely happy, and I would
Wow,
use
wow.
as a clause success. You know.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
That was my third word. Success.
Yes.
That was it.
Okay.
Cheryl, for you, 12. What comes to mind? Greg.
I think love.
Mm.
And I think because in spite of all we went through, he loves hard. He loves me. And he works hard to make sure that I have everything that I need. I believe this man loves me.
Wow.
Beautiful.
Tell,
Beautiful.
tell the,
But, because he asked me one time, it's real funny.
It's
He said,
funny, yeah.
He said, I love you. That's all you know. Yes, I was like, I love you too.
so yeah.
I mean,
Right,
it's
right.
just,
Right.
so he said,
I love you more.
he said, I love you more. I said, you probably do.
It was funny,
Because I was like, when they say I love you and somebody say, how much?
Yeah.
A million?
Yeah,
I mean, I
yeah.
don't know.
Right,
I
right.
really love you, right?
Right.
So yeah, I really think for me it would be definitely he loves me in spite of, and he loved me enough that when God called me into ministry, I'll never forget this. I told him, I said, babe, there are times when women can't go but so far. I need a head. I need somebody to cover me.
Yes.
That when the wolves come after me, because it's hard for women.
Yeah,
You know
yeah,
it is, y'all.
yeah.
I will have a man
Yes, that's right.
that would be there that I could say, he covers me and I'm able to do ministry. And so, yeah, he did that. He accepted his call, because, hey, I love her and I need her to prosper.
Yeah.
Where she want to go, because I love it.
Yeah.
You have taken all the words that came to my mind. Literally. She said all the words. I was going to say ministry.
Okay.
I was going to say that one last word is quality time. Greg.
My question.
Sure.
Oh, for you. Oh,
Can I be really honest?
yeah. Be honest. Be
That's something
honest.
that we maybe need to work on.
Come on.
Because he works so hard a lot of times,
Yes.
and he is the sole breadwinner.
Yes.
There are times I literally have to be like, okay, it's time for us to go somewhere and do something. Now he will drop everything at that point.
My God.
But it's not like see, I don't need a lot of that
That's
from my
good.
man
That's good.
because I already know he'll give me whatever I need. There are times that as women,
That's
when
good.
we're married, quality time could be just going out with our girlfriends.
Come on. Help somebody.
Just helping, just them showing or understanding your tears. I need to get away. You know, can we take a weekend? That's
good.
sometimes quality time that each of us may need. He may need to go spend time with his brother, or go spend time with Pastor
that's
Fisher,
good.
or go somewhere with Pastor Todd.
Right.
Because why? Always, we together every day, y'all.
Yeah.
Right.
24 hours a day. So I'm getting time. But when it
good,
comes
that's
to a
good.
lot of quality time, he gives me that. But there are some times in this quality time, in this time, I need a break and I need to spend time with you. Because women need one another.
Come on.
And I think that he understands that.
Yes. Yeah.
He
yeah,
understands that
yeah.
sometimes I need a woman. I don't need my children because
Right,
they gonna be on
right,
my side.
right,
My
right.
kids love us. They don't know whose side to be on.
Right.
They be on my side when I call, on his side when he call.
Come on.
But because they love us. But
Come on.
sometimes I love the fact that he understands. I may need Sister Todd. I may need Tamika. I may need to go to Aunt Rose's house. I may need to come to Maryland Smith. I might need to get away and come spend time because we want to make sure
Yes.
that we not that we still know our life.
Yeah.
And he tells me this all the time. Sometimes married couples forget that they are a single entity as well. And so
Come on. That's it. That's good for me.
That's it for you. So,
Yes,
I'm hearing as we recap and we get ready to close out. Man, I tell you, sometimes we need time. We need time, but I gotta listen to what the bishop say because he has compassion for people who have to do things. So we appreciate that. But as we have an overflow, as we close out Overflow Monday, what I heard in there is the word overflow. Yes, that's what Monday is, but we gotta have an overflow of love. For our spouses, for our friends, and we got to have balance. I heard balance, but we got to have prayer. If you're a Christian and you're on here this morning, understand that you may be trying to do too much overflow
Ooh.
there you go.
Too much overflow. Wow.
because you're addicted to overflow.
Woo. Wow.
You're addicted to overflow, and you're looking for somebody to validate you in that overflow. I had somebody correct me this weekend about the gift that God has given me. Don't look for validation. Don't worry about what happens on the other end. But sometimes we get caught up in the middle of that thing because we want to know.
Yes.
So when we're talking about marriage, sometimes you just ain't going to know everything that you need to know at the time that you need to know.
That's good. That's
Sometimes you're not going to get that answer from your spouse that you need to
You're
know.
not.
Wow.
That's why you got to go
Wow.
to your girlfriend. You got to
You're
go.
not.
Sometimes
That's
you got to go
right.
to your
Come
children.
on.
You want to keep your children out of your business. Sometimes your children can balance you out because they can look at you and say, "Come on, mom, now you know,
right,
you know
right,
that ain't
right,
right. Come on, dad, you know that ain't right. I mean, are you my father? You're my mother and everything, but y'all know that ain't right. I'm watching y'all, so I'm letting y'all know that ain't right. Don't get mad at me.
Yes.
But I'm letting you know that
Yes.
right. So we have to understand. Sometimes we have to respect. If we're gonna have overflow in relationships, we need to respect the overflow, even if it doesn't sound the way you want it to sound.
That's true.
And
That's
remember,
right.
one main thing we have to have is respect.
Respect.
Yes.
Respect.
Respect. We got to have respect for God that we woke up this morning.
That's
So
right.
if you woke up this morning acting like it was all about you and I'm ready to go on to my day and you know everything, cars are in my way, cars are in my way in the driveway, cars are in my way. If you got all that on your mind this morning, there's something that you didn't respect God about waking up this morning. Oh, hallelujah. 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 I learned this weekend. You got to have some respect for God. You got to have some respect for yourself.
Self.
And then you got to have respect for people that you're responsible for.
Wow.
He can run out
Yeah.
Come on here because I found out that in some relationships, I didn't respect the relationships in the way that now that I see, now that I had a chance to back up and see some relationships, I needed to have a little more respect for. Because sometimes you're talking like you have respect, but in your heart you really don't have respect.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Sometimes you're talking like you're saved, but in your heart you really acting like you're unsaved.
Wow.
You acting like you don't have no
Wow.
power.
Right.
You see, that's
Right.
okay. So now we gotta readdress these things, and now we can have some real overflow. My God, we can have some real overflow
Yes,
this morning.
yes.
I enjoyed myself. My wife
Woo!
enjoyed herself. We had an
This-
overflow weekend this morning,
this
and
has
we're gonna
been
turn it
great.
over to the bishop to
This
close it
has
out.
been
We are
great.
grateful.
This has
Oh,
been,
amen.
hey, listen, this
Amen.
has been so
Awesome.
awesome. I
Awesome
want to
time.
thank
Yes.
and praise God
Bless you.
for this, for
Power
this,
couple.
yeah, power couple,
Bless you.
and
Thank
this connection.
Yes.
Oh,
And
yeah.
this connection,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
you know, although they have been a part of our life,
Yeah.
they haven't been a part of our
Yeah.
life.
Yeah.
You follow what I'm
Yes,
saying?
yes.
And just sharing some individual time,
Yeah.
being able to talk individually.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And
Ooh,
really,
yeah. Don't. I'm thinking about a relationship. Don't let nobody else force you to be in a relationship.
woo.
Let it work out. When Bishop Greg and I first met, we just kind of was at a church
Yeah,
service.
yeah.
We just kind of said, "How you doing?
Hey,
Yeah, I know
what's
you
up?
right.
Yeah,
You know
right,
we
right,
doing
right,
and we just
right.
kind of we left it at that.
Right.
We didn't
right.
try to force a relationship
No.
because they were friends and
Right.
cousins and all that. We allowed it to build.
Yes.
Allow your relationship to build.
I love it. I love it.
Allow it to build.
I love it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let it be organic. Let it be natural.
Yes. Yes.
Let it be
Yes.
natural. Because when you allow your relationship to build and it's natural and it's organic, then you won't be so selfish.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
That's good. That's
My
good.
Yes.
God, I'm just.
And that's the truth. Let me just say that
Come on
real
here.
quick. That in your circle, be careful even when new
Come on.
people come
Come in.
anyway.
That's right.
Come in.
Because
That's
just
right.
because they're starting to come in,
Yeah.
don't mean you immediately connect them
Right.
to your head.
Right.
Come on.
Right.
You have
right.
to find out who
Right.
they are, how
Exactly.
they maneuver, how they
Exactly.
move, how they talk, how they
Exactly.
get quiet, what they do.
Yes.
Don't allow that to break up, because it can break up
Right.
what's already
Wow.
God has
Right.
already established.
Wow.
Right.
Yeah. So
My God, we have
listen,
to
listen. We love each and every one.
Yes,
I mean,
yes.
I'm sitting here looking at the comments and
on.
everything,
I love y'all.
and so we will do a part 2, even though it won't be in the kitchen.
When we get back,
we will do a part 2,
Yeah.
or we're coming
Part
up
3,
next month.
yes.
So when we come up next month, we'll make sure that we do.
Well, let's have
Yeah.
a love segment for February.
For February.
Yeah. Come on here.
So we'll do a part
Oh,
2,
man.
because this
Yes.
has been wonderful, and of course
Yes.
you're never gonna have enough time.
I know.
But we want to thank God for you all.
Bless you.
For this connection that
Yes,
God
sir.
has
Yes.
put together,
Yes.
and we know that it's going to go that much further.
sir.
We want to continue to remind everybody that you all do a segment
On
on
Wednesdays.
Wednesday mornings at 7:00, Inspired to Love, and
We have Inspired to Love conference coming
and
up.
you got an
We will be
Inspired to
coming-
Love
we will give them a
conference
date.
coming up. So
Yes.
we just want to say to God be the glory. Thank you all for all the
Yes,
comments.
thank
I
you.
was looking at the different comments coming on. Tamika says, "Yeah, podcast. Let's go." So yeah, we're gonna be doing some things. I think I was
Can I
supposed.
just throw one more thing out
Yeah.
there? I want to throw one more thing out there. So Tamika
Yes.
is a vision
Come on.
consultant. She
Yes.
has
Come
her
on. Yes.
own thing
Come
going
on.
on.
Yes.
I just want to admonish y'all to get connected to her.
Yes.
And she can blow
Yeah.
your
Yeah.
whatever
Yeah.
your vision
Yeah.
is.
Yes.
She's
Love you, Helen.
anointed
My
to
cousin
blow
Helen.
it up.
Love you. Love you.
She
Love
is
you.
anointed to blow it up.
Yes.
So I'm
She
just
is.
not saying that.
And somebody
that-
said February. Yes, it's the
Yes.
love
Hey,
month.
Helen.
So yeah, so we're gonna do something. But listen,
So let's go.
I just want to say
Oh, man.
thank all of y'all. We
Yes,
was looking
thank
at the
you.
comments
Thank
and
you.
everything. So to God be the glory. We thank
a lot
you.
of
We
people
thank
have
you.
books on here or
thank
want to
you.
write a book.
Yeah,
Come on.
yeah.
Y'all come on through
So
with it.
so we're gonna this
I
is
believe
just.
Lady Catawba has a book out
Come on,
there.
yeah.
Y'all come on.
Come
we
on.
got look.
We gotta push
we gotta
each other. We gotta
one
push each
another. I
other.
love Davy. Y'all saw all her trinkets and
Come
her
on,
beautiful
yes,
things
yes.
during the conference, during the
And-
gathering. Come on, y'all.
And what this has
Wonderful
shown
thing.
is we've got to do a couples retreat.
Yes.
So we're gonna have to work
That's
on that.
good.
Hint to all us couples out there, because we got them from newlyweds to older, and
Yes.
we've got to work
love it.
together in this. So I know we got to let you all
Gotta
go.
let
you go.
We thank you all so much for all the comments and everything. Tomorrow is Talk About Tuesday,
My God.
so we will be back on. We got to get the
I think she
fishes.
put her web.
We got to get the fishes back.
Can you put it on real quick?
Let me do this. Let me switch over here, and I'm going to put this on here because she's got her website.
Right.
So we're going to get them to the airport so they can get back home.
Yes.
Now
Now I wouldn't mind if the plane was delayed just a little bit. This is one of those
we thank
times.
God so much for just this being happening,
Yes.
and we thank you all for taking the time
Yes.
out this morning and for joining
I
us.
love y'all. I gotta
Listen,
get my grandbaby
we
out
will
on
see
bus.
you all tomorrow, same place, same time. So have a phenomenal day
Yes.
on purpose. To God be the glory. Let's say bye. Let
God
everybody
bless
say
you.
bye.
Yes, God
We will
bless
see
you.
y'all. Okay.
Have a
Thank you
beautiful
for
day.
watching.
Okay.
All right.